Review of Dexter Resurrection Season 1 Episode 9. We just saw a new side of Dexter Morgan in Dexter Resurrection after those last 5 minutes. Showrunner Clyde Phillips faced a challenging assignment when Dexter was first developed 20 years ago. How can a serial killer become someone that the public wants to support? The route was already set because Dexter was based on a series of Jeff Lindsay novels, but the show didn't succeed without the appropriate actor in the lead role. Michael C. Hall fit right in. We were ready to support him right away because his part on 6 Feet Under had already made him well known and adored. We discovered why Dexter killed and that his code only allowed him to eliminate bad persons when his terrible past was made public. The Dark Passenger was now recognized as a Dark Avenger. In spite of this, Dexter has always been a chilly character who primarily pretends to be normal in order to blend in and conceal. Thanks to his son Harrison, Jack Alcott, it was altered in Dexter Resurrection. Dexter has shown affection in a number of uncomfortable yet endearing moments, but then the season's penultimate episode arrived. In Touched by an Unhell, Len Prater, Peter Dinklage, kills Dexter's old buddy Angel Batista, David Zayas, in an attempt to apprehend the true Bay Harbor butcher. Instead of being relieved that his adversary can no longer defeat him, Dexter lets out a guttural scream of fury. It's the saddest and most significant time in his life to date. Death and Dexter have always been apart. Dexter was changed in 2 ways after his mother's brutal death in early childhood ruined his developing personality. His emotions regressed, and he now felt the impulse to kill. He had to act in a way he didn't understand in order to hide and pass for normal, but it wasn't enough to simply play a character who could never be accused of being a murderer. That included, among other things, joining a bowling league he didn't enjoy or laughing at jokes he didn't find humorous. Although Dexter was unable to express his feelings, he was somewhat affected. He developed a deep concern for his wife, Rita, played by Julie Benz. The only real friend he had was his sister, Deb, Jennifer Carpenter. There was an expression of that agony when both of those women, as well as others close to him, passed away, but Dexter never showed the typical signs of grief or behavior. He didn't cry or express his emotions to others. Rather, he just continued to run away from the past. He likely keeps his father, Harry, played by James Remar, as a guiding conscience in part because it's preferable than feeling guilty about his death and letting it go. Dexter Resurrection sees guilt turn into a motivating factor. Like many parents, Dexter's life is completely transformed by a child. In the initial series, we met Harrison as a newborn and a young kid, but viewers didn't see the beginnings of a relationship that would permanently alter this serial murderer until Dexter, New Blood, where Harrison is now a young man. By the end of the series, he was willing to die for his actions, having previously wanted Harrison to be just like him. Resurrection is about his own emotions coming back to life after Harrison shot him in the chest. When Dexter finds out that Harrison killed someone, his feelings of remorse about what transpired only grow worse. In addition to being afraid, he is aware that he is at fault. He needs and loves his son in his own manner, but he is afraid of being rejected. Who throws murderers on his kill table, and this is the same guy. But it's not only his son. He acknowledges in one exchange with Harry that he wants to stop serial killers in order to aid others as well as to feed his Dark Passenger. Although Dexter Morgan will never be an extrovert, his love for his son is allowing him to see the value of helping others. The death of Angel Batista will put Dexter on a different course. Although Dexter Resurrection has shown some welcome growth, it won't mean anything to him if he dies or is imprisoned. Dexter's anger is still evident when his old Miami Metro friend Angel Batista is in New York and intent on catching him in the act of murder. Is it resentment at having everything taken away from him at a time when he's learning to feel, or is it still just about getting caught? Dexter keeps eliminating the worst of the worst because of Leon Prater's deranged serial killer club, but it's also what ultimately leads to Batista's demise. He wants to see Dexter murder Batista in the flesh after being captured by Prater in the 9th episode. Dexter's rapid action shows a great deal of growth, even though we know he won't do it. When Dexter learned who the Bay Harbor butcher was in Season 2, he spent days imprisoning Sergeant James Dokes, Eric King, in a cage and tormented for a long time by the thought of killing Dokes to protect his secret. Prior to his sister taking care of it for him, he was attempting to figure out how to make it appear as though someone else killed Maria LaGuerta, Lauren Velez, when she learned the truth. But in Resurrection, he instantly releases the man who wants to kill Angel Batista when he is ordered to do so. Since it's the correct thing to do, Dexter doesn't even hesitate. In addition to Angel's death, Batista's release and subsequent death are extremely heartbreaking because of what Dexter is left with. In his final remarks, Batista curses him and informs Dexter that he is the reason he is dying. Once more, someone has become close to him and died as a result. Dexter made an effort to help him. He is solely to blame for the loss of the man who once treated him like a closest friend.